addition to the process and realism layers of your foundation, you will need to build a foundation of design skills that will make your paintings enjoyable to look at. This is what I call the music of a painting. It's created by the interesting rhythms and harmonies of shapes, patterns and colors in your painting, and it has nothing to do with what the painting actually represents. If you do this well, the viewers of your painting will enjoy looking at your painting, whatever the subject. There are 4 key parts to this foundation. In this lecture, we are going to look at the first of these 4 parts, a subject called Notan. You might often ask, why does a certain painting win first place in an art competition? The answer often lies not in how well it was painted or how realistic it is, and not even in the colors used. It's often because of the harmonious arrangement of dark, light and grey shapes in the painting. An arrangement of dark and light shapes creates an impression of beauty regardless of either the colors used or of the subject matter. This is called Notan, from the Japanese word that means dark-light harmony. Notan is such a powerful contributing factor to the success of your paintings that you need to study it in detail and build up a foundation of skills in this area. Here is a brief introduction to what Notan is all about. If we look at this painting by Yoshida, you can see that it has a very strong impact. If you take out the color and just look at the picture in black and white, you are left with the Notan structure of the painting. In this case, you only have 2 values, a black value and a white value. These 2 values form interesting shapes and create a harmonious pattern, and it is this pattern of lights and darks, rather than the colors used, that makes the original painting look strong and interesting. This particular type of Notan structure, with just darks and lights, is called a 2-value Notan. Here's a painting of mine, and here you can see its Notan structure. Here's a few more examples. You can see the Notan structure on the left and the actual painting on the right. Even a complicated painting like this mountain scene by John Singer Sargent has a definite Notan design to it. So if we look at the Notan structure of this painting, it's something like this. And it is this Notan structure that is essential to making a strong painting. So your task in painting is to make an interesting Notan structure in black, white and grey before you even start to think about color. Without it, your painting will almost always have problems. This is more important than anything else for creating music in your work. Let's see this put into practice. Here's a demonstration of a technique that I use to plan my paintings. It's called a mass Notan sketch, and I use brush pens to help me do this quickly. Here I'm looking at a street scene. Now, to make the shapes more interesting, often you can zoom in and look at just a part of it in the distance. Notice I'm squinting to reduce it to black and white values. These are the little sketchbooks that I use, and I use these brush pens, which are really good for doing these quick Notan studies. So I do a little frame to give me a boundary for the sketch, and very rapidly sketch in the dark shapes that I'm seeing while I'm squinting. Notice that I'm not doing any drawing first, I'm just directly going in with the shapes, trying to get the rough proportions, but really what I'm interested in is the placement of the shapes. Where is the big light shapes and where are the big dark shapes? That's all, nothing complicated, and it doesn't take very long, just a minute or 2 at the most. And what I'm going to do is I'm now going to try another one. This time I'm going to try it a landscape, a horizontal format instead of a vertical format, and see if the arrangement looks more interesting to me. And notice I'm not trying to do any detailed drawing again, but I am trying to make sure the shapes are for the most part filled in. You want to have a nice clean flat shape, and that helps you evaluate the quality of the Notan. So here's the scene again, and remember the key point again is zoom in, find some interesting shapes in black and white while you squint, and that's it. That's a 2-value Notan. To develop this skill, you will need to study the key principles of Notan design, such as dominant values, flattening values, and creating an interesting division of space in your paintings. You will find that after a course of several months' study of Notan, your paintings will show dramatic improvements. This is one of the most worthwhile areas of study for you, and will give you a great payback for the time you spend working on it. And as an added bonus, is that all it takes in the way of materials is a few pens and a small sketchbook. In the next lecture, we will take a look at the second key building block of music.